Dum dum.
Okay, Derbyites, welcome to our Slugfest for the 2016 Emmys. We're doing the category of Best Drama Guest Actor. As a reminder, last year Reggie Cathy won for House of Cards, and he is back. I'm joined by Amanda Spears and Riley Chow, Rob Lycoria, and Zach Laws. Rob, I'm going to start with you. Is Reggie Cathy going to win again, or will it be Marshala Ali for House of Cards, Hank Azaria for Ray Donovan, Michael J. Fox for The Good Wife, Paul Sparks for House of Cards, or Max von Sydow for Game of Thrones?
Oh, man, I'm so torn by this. I'm so torn. I really don't know what to say. I think you could make an argument for every single one of these nominees, and I've seen all the episodes, and at the moment, I'm going with Hank Azaria. And
I just drank water. I almost choked. Tell me why.
because I just they love Hank Azaria. He's been nominated before. Ray Donovan's done very well in the nominations this year for the actors, because now the lead, supporting, and now guest. I liked him in that episode. I don't watch the show at all. I've never seen it. I only watch it for Emmy episode analyses, and I was really impressed with him in that. But that being said, I could make a similar argument for all of them. I love the House of Cards guys. I love Ali. I love Cathy. I love Sparks especially. And Max von Sydow, you know, they could just go with all the Game of Thrones people, like they did last year generally, I think. And Michael J. Fox is, for me, the only one that's probably not really in this race, but you could certainly make an argument for him. So basically, coming to me first was a complete waste of time. So who does anyone think there's an actual front runner? Because I think I'm going for Hank Azaria right now.
I'm going with Max von Sydow.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy who's been acting for almost 70 years now, and he has never won a major Hollywood award. He's been nominated for 2 Oscars. He's been this is his 2nd Emmy nomination. He's a legend. Actors love him. I was really pleasantly surprised to see him pop up in Game of Thrones, and I think what you were saying, Rob, they might just be checking it off, as we saw last year in every single category. And this would be a really great way to reward someone who is such a legend and still active at the age of 87, I think he is now. Although he does spend most of it sitting in a tree, so.
but he's good in the tree. I mean,
he is, yeah.
You can't take your eyes off of this guy. And the episode he submitted is called The Door, by the way. What about you, Riley, Amanda? You guys think Max is going to win?
I like how you say he's good in the tree. Like, let's keep things in perspective here. He's playing a tree. Like, if this wins an Emmy, come on. But last year, I predicted, because I thought she checked all the boxes. She's a name, she's on Game of Thrones, and she's a regular in a guest category. But she lost to Margot Martindale. So I feel like I'm not going to make that mistake again with Max von Sydow. And he's not somebody who, like, Game of Thrones viewers are even attached to, because he only appeared this season in the tree. So I'm just going with last year's winner, because that seems the safest thing to do. That's Reggie Cathy. And unlike in Comedy Guest Actor, I talked about how, you know, Bradley Whitford, he went from winning the Emmy and the Critics' Choice to, you know, we didn't even realize he was in this season. So it seems like there was a substantial change there. But with Reggie Cathy, like, we know that he can win with, you know, material that he shouldn't be winning with. So I'm going to say that he'll do it again.
Amanda?
This is the first time Game of Thrones has had an actor who's an Oscar nominee, and he did shock a lot of us in 2011 getting into Best Supporting Actor, and that role was largely silent.
Extremely loud, incredibly close.
Yes. He wasn't nominated for anything leading up to it. And if we were going off tapes, no, I don't think he would win. But I think he probably has a little bit of an edge. His episode is nominated for Best Directing, so we do know they hold it in a really high regard. But yeah, he doesn't do a whole lot. If I was going off tape, I would go with Reggie Cathy, ironically, this year, because I think as far as impact is concerned, he has two scenes. One's a decent length with Kevin Spacey, and he basically tells him to F off as he's leaving the White House. And I was like, I think the only one who's really out of it would be Paul Sparks. He's not my favorite. I think he kind of took Sebastian Arcalis' spot from House of Cards.
Throwing shade.
Throwing shade at my boy Sparks. I'm just someone.
They nominated the wrong third guy.
I love Paul Sparks in House of Cards. I think Paul Sparks is one of the best characters on the show. He is so creepy and he's so oily and he's like he doesn't say a lot. Yeah, he's creepy and he's a smooth operator and he gets involved in the marriage. He's great.
Not in this episode.
Okay, not in this episode. Agreed, but it's a quiet performance as well. But I mean, do the episodes really matter anymore?
No, but if somebody is going to watch it, then if they do watch it, he doesn't do anything.
I was going to ask that too. Who would win if it was strictly based on the episode?
Reggie Cathy.
Do you all think that?
Hank Azaria.
I don't know. Yeah.
I think I agree with Amanda there. I remember watching that episode of House of Cards with my roommate and him shouting at the television when he called the president a name that I can't say on the air. I remember my roommate shouting.
I'm sure Trump has said it.
Yeah,
I think he did.
a couple of times in the soon-to-be State of the Union address.
Yeah.
But I remember my roommate shouting at the screen during that moment, saying, "Emmy, Emmy, Emmy."
It's almost like the writers of House of Cards, after they saw that Reggie Cathy wins the Emmy, they go and they're like, we need to write this guy an Emmy speech so that he can win again. I think that's what happened.
I think the writers did their job there, but I don't know about the direction because the thing was filmed pretty much entirely in wide shots. Like you never actually saw his face close up, and I kept waiting, like, where's that Emmy, screenshot, let's say, and it just never came. Paul Sparks, I would say, is having a good year. He's, a series regular in The Night Of. He's also in The Girlfriend Experience, and that's all just in the last few months.
Yeah, I think he's excellent, and I think Riley, you've hit the nail on the head. That's why I was so underwhelmed by Reggie Cathy because I was expecting it to be the Emmy winning performance I was waiting for, and it wasn't quite what I wanted. And I just thought, well, he's won before for doing nothing. He could certainly win again for this, but I just want you all to realize that Hank Azaria is in a lot of his episode as well. He does have the screen time, and it's a likable performance. Don't write him off just because he's in Ray Donovan. I think that he was the dark horse.
I'm writing him off because he's sitting at his desk doing research. Then he's sitting at his desk doing research in the next one. I mean, you could film me at work. I could win an Emmy for that.
Okay, sounds good.
But then, he does have a few menacing scenes with Ian McShane and with Leah Schreiber. But I don't know if he has the impact like Reggie Cathy does, where he basically has these two big bam moments and then just walks off, and you're left thinking about it the rest of the episode.
Fair enough, yeah.
I will agree with you a little bit, Rob, and say that Hank Azaria is a 5-time Emmy winner.
Wow.
For The Simpsons and a couple other things, and Ray Donovan is a show that has been steadily growing with Emmy voters with each year. It also got nominated for directing as well.
Right.
This year, which was very surprising. So you're right. I mean, he could be he could be the Reggie Cathy of this year. Kind of like that surprise win that we don't see coming. That being said, I'm still predicting Max von Sydow.
And what do we think about Mahershala Ali? Because Remy, as a character in House of Cards, has been one of my favorites, and I always wondered, it'd be so great to see him nominated for an Emmy, and it finally happened the one year that I was never going to predict him because it was just this category was so competitive, and here he is. Remy's a very quiet character. He doesn't say a lot. It's all on his face, but he's certainly a possibility. Mahershala Ali has been working for a very long time as well. He's been around for a guest actor on lots of shows. He's been a series regular on a few other shows. I wouldn't put it past the Emmy voters to vote for him as well. The only problem is with the House of Cards guys, there's 3 of them, and that could be an issue.
I love him on the show. I was kind of sad when his character kind of was sidelined in the background. We didn't really see him much this year, but I guess it worked out because he was in a certain amount of episodes, so he was able to get a nomination in the guest star category. I love him with Molly Parker. Him and her. They're kind of like the emotional aspect of. They have the emotional relationship compared to Spacey and Wright, who have the almost like a relationship full of hate. I love him on the show. I don't know if he's a big enough name to win, but I mean Reggie Cathy wasn't a big name, and he just won a year ago.
It's
You know what
crazy
could
how.
also-
That's right.
Well-
Ali is fourth in the credits, but he's competing in the guest category because of the new rules. He was in less than half the season. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. And Molly Parker's nominated as well, so they really, obviously, Emmy voters really dig that whole storyline because, and I never thought we would ever see her nominated, and she is. So maybe there's something to be said for Mahershala Ali, and he could be a dark horse. He could win this.
Yeah.
Well, it just proves they're watching the show at least, so they're familiar with the episodes, and if they're familiar with the episodes, then that's gonna benefit Reggie Cathy, I think, the most in their submissions.
I just checked, and Michael J. Fox, he was nominated 5 times for The Good Wife, and there was only 6 seasons total. The one year he got snubbed was 2014. I believe he was left off the ballot on accident that year. So
I think he actually told them not to submit him so that he could focus on getting a nomination for the Michael J. Fox show.
Oh, okay.
How funny.
So is this the year? Is he finally going to win? I don't think so, but it could happen. We've seen crazier things.
He loses to heavy competition, to weak competition, and he always is exactly the same.
Yeah.
And they don't seem to like The Good Wife anymore. They didn't give it as big of a goodbye hug as. Yeah, totally unexpected.
Yeah.
What's final thoughts? Anything we haven't mentioned yet before we close it up?
I was going to say one thing that could work in Mahershala Ali's favor is that he's in a new movie coming out called Kicks, which I don't know if any of you have heard of that, but it could be a big art house hit. He's like the biggest name in that film. He has a really impactful supporting role. And so if that film has any kind of art house cachet, it could put him more in voters' minds when they're turning in their ballots, because it's getting ready to come out soon. But it's a fantastic film, and he's great in it.
I think I'm more confused than ever. I went into this once that I was going to win, and now I'm debating. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. I think you're going to see a lot of, when you're looking at the experts, editors, and users, you're going to see Max von Sydow at the top of most of them because it just makes sense. But this is not a clear-cut category. This is one of the categories to watch on at the Creative Arts Emmys because I think it could be really could be any of these guys. And this will be like a Margot Martindale / Reggie Cathy win. It could just be one of them that they like, and that's why I'm just going to go with Hank Azaria for now.
All right, we will see you guys for the next Slugfest.